This episode of Stuck in Vermont is made possible by Hotel Vermont and Vermont Tourism. Welcome to Stuck in Vermont, brought to you by 7 Days. My name is Ava Solberger. We are here in South Burlington, Vermont at the Overlook. And behind me is beautiful Lake Champlain and the Adirondacks. Today we are going to act like tourists, which is something every Vermonter should do. It's fall and the foliage is in full swing. So we're going to be leaf peepers, take Route 22A down to Shoreham, Vermont, and visit some orchards there on the shores of Lake Champlain. And with me for this trip is my mom, Sophie.
Hi, everybody.
So, come on, join us. We're gonna be tourists for the day. Let's go.
You'll be mine in apple blossom time, and we'll be so happy that morning in June.
I would have to say that fall is probably my favorite season.
Thinking about the winter, it's nice to have a rhythm between summer and winter.
I love hot cider and cider donuts and apple pie and visiting orchards and just that crisp, wonderful feeling in the air.
I look forward to the applesauce I'll be canning pretty soon.
So the thing about leaf peeping is that you're always trying to catch the foliage at its best, at its peak. The thing about Vermont is it's pretty much beautiful all the time. Here we are at Champlain Orchards in Shoreham, Vermont. There are over 200 acres and they produce 80,000 plus bushels of apples a year. And I'm gonna try one of these crispins for myself. Delicious.
So I'm Bill Schuer of Champlain Orchards, and my wife and I, Andrea, have managed the orchard since 1998. I think there was about 6 varieties here when we started, and now there's 88 varieties. It's not all about the Red Delicious on the shelf anymore. We have 3 different farms, totaling 225 acres of tree fruit. We harvest 80,000 bushels. That would be a little over 3 million pounds of fruit.
Why did you decide, I believe that you were in your 20s, what led you to say I want to be a farmer?
There's some benefits to having generations ahead of you that can guide you. I've also benefited from not having generations ahead of me that have told me what I can and can't do. These are gala and they will be sent over the packing line. 50% of them will end up going to the cider bin, directing the apples to many different locations. Fresh apples, sweet cider, apple pies, apple butter, cider syrup. The largest interest is in hard cider and ice cider.
And not everyone knows that hard cider was once really popular in New England.
Throughout America, because it was the safe liquid to drink, having gone through the fermentation process. There's about 50 acres planted specifically for fermenting. This is our cidery. It's dedicated specifically to the hard cider products and ice cider. It feels good to know that Champlain Orchards is known. There's a huge reward for having people appreciate and know where their food's coming from. That's what really sparks us.
So what I'm going to try right here is some Pruner's Pride. Nothing like some hard cider in the afternoon. Yum. Ooh, it tastes like champagne. It tastes like a bushel of apples in every sip. And now we're gonna try the Honey Crisp Ice Cider. Whoa. And no visit to a Vermont orchard is complete without cider donuts. This is why I love fall so much, right here. So here we are at Douglas Orchards, run by Scott and Bob. It's a 4th generation family farm here in Shoreham, and I am going to try an Empire apple. Wow, it's like a little taste of fall right off the tree.
Scott Douglas at Douglas Orchards. My brother and I are 4th generation. My great-grandfather bought the original spot in 1898. We have about 55 acres of apple trees. We grow around 30 to 35,000 bushels. This year is down considerably from that. We grow 15 different varieties here. Well, Macs are the biggest. We're picking Empires right now. We have Honeycrisp, McCowans. We have a lot of different varieties. And we have some older kinds like Northern Spies. Most of the wholesale goes to Champlain Orchards. Their apples are our apples, so.
I love apple picking. Macs and
Empires
and Spies. She doesn't like apple pie, but I like apple pie.
It's kind of a good life. One thing I like about it is different seasons we're doing different things. It's not the same thing year round. Don't really want to have a desk job. So.
They're no fun. Trust me.
I'm here coming to Vermont now for the past 1984.
Tell me how many years you have been picking at this orchard.
It's about 14 years.
14?
Yes.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. I like picking apples and I like to work for my boss. We tried very hard. It's a very hard job to do. All depends on the varieties of apples we picking. Then you got to slow down. We got to take our times, put it in a bin. That's it.
The group right in here is the group that picks most of our crop.
Yeah, these are men that come over on an H-2A program from Jamaica.
The H-2A program came up in World War II when there's a labor shortage for harvesting crops.
Long hours and reliable labor are somewhat hard to coordinate with local help completely.
You guys pick so fast.
I don't know.
You are so fast, I can't film you. I'm trying to, and you're like,
Oh, you should slow me down.
I should slow you down.
Yeah.
I need slow motion. So here we are at Sentinel Pine Orchard here in Shoreham, and I am going to try a Macoun apple. Although some people pronounce it McCowan. Wow.
I'm Whitney Blodgett from Shoreham, Vermont. I've been here all my life. My father he bought an existing orchard in '64. All this was old dairy and it was all bare everywhere. There was a Sentinel pine up on the hillside. We continued that name. This is our 50th year in the Blodgett family. 210 acres of trees. We like to say our average production is 100,000 bushels a year. That's lots of pounds, 4 million pounds or something. 2/3 of our crop is Max. And then we have Empires, Spartans, McCowans, all of our fruit. For the most part, the bulk of it is all going to the Boston market. Vermont couldn't handle the volume of fruit that we produce. We just specifically grow, store, and pack our own fruit, all on our own property, which makes us unique. I enjoy everything to do with the machinery, the whole science. That's a CA room, controlled atmosphere, 10,000 bushels I can get in that room. Whoa. The room right beside us is a 14,000 bushel room that goes full length.
I feel like I'm in an apple bank.
It's a nice area to grow apples in.
Apples in Vermont is the epicenter is Shoreham, without a doubt.
Climate's a little more moderate here, so they seem to do real well.
This land in particular is very special because it sits up high and cold air drains in the spring, and so the blossoms are less vulnerable to being frozen.
And we're next to the lake, which gives us some freeze protection, frost protection.
It's hard to imagine you ever running out of fruit. Just looking around me,
Right.
I see like millions of apples.
You're right. Yeah, Vermonters are hungry.
It's quite a view behind us, and our orchard fall foliage tour in Shoreham has come to a close, and we will get stuck in Vermont with you again real soon. Get out there, enjoy the foliage. It's not too late. So you are an ecology student. What are the leaves doing? Why are they turning this color? Do you know why?
No.
You used to know everything about trees.
I've learned that and forgotten it many times in my life.
Well, it's not important. They're pretty.